Welcome to episode 37 of the OVW Fan Zone Live, where fans talk back. My name is Jackman Oaks.
And I'm Brian Hines. How's everybody doing tonight?
With us, as always, is the disembodied voice of our producer, Tiny Brian.
Coming in on two wheels here. This is a new schedule we're just getting the hang of here.
Tiny Brian, what do you? I know what you do. You produce the show. But what does that mean on this show?
That I am in this very chat room here in YouTube at youtube.com/OVW. I guess you hear me if you're in there. I'm here in the chat room as OVW Podcast. I want your comments, your questions, your concerns, your complaints, whatever other C word.
C is for cookie. That's
good enough for me. And your sweater is under there, right?
No, I had a wardrobe change.
I see. So, guys, it's been a big week for OVW.
It has. Big week. Really, the beginning of the year so far has been very, very tight. Very, very tight. Not a missed minute on OVW. Very lean, as they would say.
Yes, that's correct.
I guess... really, one of my bigger kind of complaints, or Tiny Brian, I don't even mean to use the word complaint. I misspoke there. One of my bigger concerns, I know what it is. What is your bigger concern here, Tiny Brian?
I mean, I have lots of concerns, but I've been thinking about, I don't know if you're setting me up for this is what you're setting me up for or not. Same thing we talked about in our podcast is I've been thinking about Kentucky Kingdom.
Oh, right on. Yeah, we did talk about that earlier tonight.
Yeah.
Anybody in the chat room, let us know if you ever got to see OVW when they did events at Kentucky Kingdom there in Louisville.
Jinx.
Yes, you owe me a Coke.
Wrong.
No, I owe you a Coke.
That's two now.
Yes. Anyway, we'd love to know. We're thinking about that, and they've got some new owners. We'd love to see if we could get the OVW fans, if it's a thing you would want to do. Now, we don't want you doing it if it's not a thing. If you wouldn't make a day of going to Kentucky Kingdom, riding...
Would it sweeten the pot? Would it sweeten the pot for you? You get to see your favorite OVW superstars, a great day at Kentucky Kingdom. They're renovating rides. They're putting new rides in. It's not the same old Kentucky Kingdom anymore. Brian Hines, would it sweeten the pot for you?
Most definitely.
You, I know that you're a guy who likes to have fun. You've got a teenager. You got a family.
Sure.
Seems like a great way to spend an afternoon.
It sounds absolutely delightful. We've always had a good time going out to theme parks and Kings Island more for me than anything else, but always a great time.
Because you're an Ohio boy. You're an Ohio boy. You guys do the Kings Island on the Ronald Reagan Freeway or whatever it's called.
Actually, that is up on 75 past 275, but that's beside the point. It's up in Mason. I digress. We've had an hour.
Rob in the chat room.
We need three. We need another one that we could just hit all three at the same time.
Okay, we'll have to work on that.
Tiny Brian?
Rob in the chat room has no idea what Kentucky Kingdom is. Probably not a local then. Rob, and anybody else who might be curious, Kentucky Kingdom is a theme and thrill ride park and water park located in the heart of Louisville, Kentucky.
And why it's important to this conversation is it was one of the more iconic kind of spaces that OVW has spent time in, kind of during the golden age of the Ohio Valley Wrestling, what's referred to as the golden age. We all know it's still the golden age at OVW. We're going every Thursday. Oh, yeah. That's why we're hosting this show, baby. But less people with less nuanced opinions, people with less educated opinions might refer to as the golden age. Six Flags Kentucky Kingdom was a spot that OVW ran regularly.
Oh, so it was a Six Flags.
Yeah, it was at the time.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, it was at the time. Okay. And if you go back to some of those old OVW shows, Davis Arena shows, you'll see like the Six Flags logo, as a sponsorship. But I'm sure that there's. I wonder if there's any footage that exists of these Six Flags shows, because that could be really, really fun. I love watching wrestling that's in any sort of a different environment. I just love the presentation of it.
So let me ask this: were these shows, or would these shows be outdoors?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, good.
Because Kentucky Kingdom had like an amphitheater.
Oh, that would be awesome.
So yeah, I believe that they took place in the amphitheater there. Everything going all right back there, fellas?
Yeah, we think so.
Okay, that's
as far as you know, it is.
We need to know so.
Yeah.
Do we have anything else in the chat, Tiny Brian?
Well, I'm collecting those. So if you have questions or comments, collect those. We're going to get to those a little later. Just some people kind of wondering what it is. But, yeah, just something we'd love to see more wrestling and be able to get into new spaces for the OVW. So just trying to see if anybody else is interested in that.
Sure, and I guess the new park is kind of more Kentucky-centric, where the Six Flags are a little bit more commercial or a little bit more homogenized. The new ownership of this group is going after Kentucky-centric stuff, is my understanding.
So it's going to be like Bourbon and Horses.
Bourbon and Horses, people.
Ale-8.
Maybe Hot Browns, if you're under that impression that that's a Kentucky thing. Ale-8, very much a Kentucky thing. Very proud Kentucky tradition, Ale-8. I didn't say a bad word, did I?
No.
Okay.
I don't know. Malachi P.S. Woodard is drunk with power back here
He
tonight.
likes to periodically remind us that this is a PG show.
PG-13.
PG-13. In addition to no swearing, that means no wagering.
And I'm off my game because in the episode that we recorded earlier tonight, I definitely 100% unapologetically sweared.
Yeah.
That'll be debuting over on our YouTube channel right after this very show.
Yeah,
over at,
it was the queen mother of the swears.
It was bad. It was really bad. I did not mean to. I really did not mean to. I've been so good.
YouTube.com/@OVW Podcast.
Yeah, bring the party from the chat over there to our YouTube channel at 8 o'clock, OVW Podcast. So while we're reminiscing, moving forward, we're reminiscing about old shows, places that OVW used to be. Let's look at some places that OVW will be in the near future.
I guess that means it's time for tour updates.
It is, sir.
Every Thursday night, you can catch OVW Rise at Hot Point Davis Arena starting at 6:30 p.m. Tickets are on sale now for OVW Tough Love at Hot Point Davis Arena on February 8th. And this Saturday, OVW Winter Warfare in New Kensington, PA.
Mm-hmm.
That's Pennsylvania if you're playing along at home. That is this Saturday, January 25th. You can get tickets to any of these and all shows at OVWTix.com.
We have that new one out there out in Pikeville.
Oh, yeah. What was the actual name of it?
Appalachian
Apocalypse?
Assault.
Assault?
Yeah.
Anarchy.
We don't think it's a pay-per-view, right? Because it is on a Friday night.
It's April 25th, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I will get that added in. I'm sorry.
But we wanted to make sure, for the fine viewers of this program, that is another option. Pikeville is a fun little city. Had a blast out there. My first time that far out in Conchable age, for sure. Great little city. Great way to spend a weekend. Great way to spend a night. Good food out there. Tons of great stuff. Great little downtown.
It's beautiful out there, and just nothing but good folks.
Eric Cornish is in the chat.
Speaking of good
Eric.
folks, he's a good guy.
He tells us
Eric Cornish is a really good guy.
Well, Winter Warfare, apparently they signed some sort of a seasonal peace treaty because that has been postponed.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Eric.
With the up-to-date information.
The winter has waged warfare on us already, and it's like, negative 30 outside? We
really
got
is.
like 15 feet of snow last week.
I couldn't imagine it's
Brutal.
any better in Pennsylvania.
Oh, yeah.
That seems like the cold part of Pennsylvania, too, with a name like New Kinswick.
That is
Kensington.
Kensington. That's not much better.
Named after Agent Kensington.
There is there's been snow on the ground since January 5th.
Is that Twin Peaks?
That is Austin Powers.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, you're right. It is. Yeah. It is.
Different
awesome.
agents in Twin Peaks, but we'll get into that later.
Oh, I just wanted to. I really did want you to say at some point on the show, one of our shows, R.I.P. David Lynch. I know how much he meant to you.
I very much was going to say it during the podcast, and I didn't get a chance to. But yes, that hurts. It really does. I've been a fan of the show since It was on originally on ABC. I went to the festival out in Snoqualmie in North Bend. It's beautiful country. It's like you're actually having your own personal Twin Peaks adventures, but we lost a good one this week.
Yeah, David Lynch, R.I.P. Even though this is a wrestling show, art appreciates art. I feel like David Lynch, being the kind of weird auteur that he was, would definitely see the beauty of professional wrestling. So
I can definitely see that. Yes.
So art appreciates art. So I did want to, because I know how much he meant to you, and I know that I've definitely used this space to take my own moments of remembrance for people that have passed away. I wanted to make sure you got yours in.
I appreciate that, man.
No problem. No problem.
I've been on a Twin Peaks kick ever since. I heard the news last week that he passed away, and I usually go and rewatch the original series towards the end of February because it's kind of a key point in the story. But started a little bit early with just leaving the soundtrack on in the background, just kind of like getting that vibe, getting into that headspace because it was a weird and wonderful place.
Yeah,
and he was a weird and wonderful guy who made weird and wonderful art.
And I think we're going to go see Blue Velvet this weekend. OVWTIX.com for all of your stuff.
Except David Lynch movies.
Except for David Lynch movies.
That's something completely different.
Those are something different. I guess as soon as the Pennsylvania show is rebooked, you will hear it here first, and you will hear it here often. Other than that, guys, let's take a break. I think that we're going to hear, are we hearing from our friends in Pikeville maybe?
That's later.
That's later? Okay. But yeah, we're going to take a break. We're going to screw our head on straight, and we will be back right after this.
Hey, Brian.
Hey.
Have you seen how cool this shirt is?
I see that.
You know, we have a whole TeePublic shop that sells these.
I did not know that, no.
We do, yes. And we have links in all of our social media about it. You can get this or you can get the unofficial.
You can get this or you can get that.
That is absolutely true.
I honestly don't know.
Hey, my name's
what just
Mark.
happened.
I'm with the OVW Fan Zone.
A love and a passion we all share. I've started a wrestling brand. A brand founded on the aspects of wrestling. Two entities working together to create a product that connect emotionally for people everywhere. From counting the lights in your local armory to main eventing in Korakuen Hall in Tokyo, Japan. Collar and elbow. The wrestling brand.
I'm Sarah and I'm with the OVW Fan Zone.
I'm Christian and I'm with the OVW Fan.
I want to take a moment to express my deepest gratitude. Without you, there is no OVW. Without your passion, your energy, your unwavering support, there is no us. There's no talent, no production. Without you, there's no OVW. Thank you for being the driving force behind everything we do. The unsung heroes of our saga. So from the bottom of our hearts, thank you, OVW fans. We can't do it without you.
Hey, it's me, Cal Hero. I am at the OVW Fan Zone. Come on, come hang out.
Welcome back to the OVW Fan Zone Live, where fans talk back. If you're just joining us, my name is Jack Minogues. This is
Brian Hines.
Sorry, I didn't know if you were having cable trouble over there, but you
I
got
am,
to
but
it.
that's all right.
Tiny Brian is our producer. He's back there. You can't see him, but we promise he's here. Tiny Brian, say hello.
Hello.
He is in the chat at OVW Podcast. He will be collecting all of your comments, concerns, questions, complaints, requests, anything music. Anything wrestling related. That I just kicked into my DJ mode there. Anything wrestling related, he'll be there with any and all of that. And we also know you guys love to have fun of your own in the chat. So if you have anything funny, any insight over the past week of OVW, he'll be collecting that as well.
And if you want your comment to go to the head of the line, the super chat is the way to go.
Super chat.
Yeah, if you spend money, we will interrupt whatever we're talking about to talk about what you want us to talk about.
That's how it goes. That's how it goes here on the show. So, time for some predictions, Brian Hines. We got the thing. Is the thing going up?
Is it here?
Malachi, is the thing going up? We doing predictions or
predictions? Hello. Predictions. Predictions. Oh, it's so fiery. Predictions.
Okay, that was the worst one yet. P.S. Could you turn this down like a little bit?
Could you just turn your dad's mic off?
That too.
Actually.
Wow.
Hush.
Let's move along. All right, so let's get into reviewing last week's predictions before we get into this week.
Sure.
So last
Gracias.
week.
So I think while you're kind of looking at that, there was an element that I think we should address, and it was the punishments thing. And that's kind of gone by the wayside. And here's my promise to you: next week on the show, I will do one of our planned punishments, even though I'm not being punished.
Okay, which is what?
I will eat increasingly hotter quesadillas throughout the night. Increasingly spicier quesadillas throughout the entire evening.
Well, then we should try to get Angelica Risk to join us.
Yeah, we'll see if we can get a word from Angelica Risk maybe to tie in. But I think the people know. I think the people need to see some of those ideas, because I think we were cooking with some of those pit punishment ideas, and then we didn't really know how to administer them. So I think that we should just do them anyway.
So we're not doing the point system anymore?
Just bragging rights right now.
Yeah, we're just doing bragging rights. I'd love, Fan Nation, I'd love to hear from you about how you think this should work. Like I said, the Finnish team that was involved, they kind of drove themselves crazy trying to help us. And
It's tough out there all across the
I
world.
heard that they were bought out by a different Finnish company.
it's entirely possible.
Well, I'll do some checking and go with my sources in Finland. I have boots on the ground there.
But you heard it here. You heard it here first. Next week's Fan Zone Live. Be sure to tune in. Tell your friends. I will be eating increasingly hotter, spicy quesadillas all evening.
Okay.
And I'm talking a real hot sauce, not Taco Bell drive-through hot sauce, which is great on its own. Trust me, eat a lot of it. But I'm talking.
What was the hot sauce that was in the refrigerator?
Oh, I ain't touching that.
In the break room.
I ain't touching that.
That was ridiculous.
When that got broke, when that fell on the ground and broke, that was one of the best days of my life, because I would eat it all the time, and I hated myself every time I ate it.
All right, let's get into it, gentlemen, shall we? First one was J-Rod versus Lovely Miss Larkin. Both of you correctly chose J-Rod as the winner of that. Pretty easy. The OVW Women's Champion.
Dominant champion. Unlike kind of some of the other members of the Revolution, J-Rod tends to play it pretty clean in her championship, in so far in her championship run.
Yeah.
I wonder how clean it'll be tomorrow night versus Haley. And then against potentially other challengers, I think that we're looking at Sophia Rose versus J-Rod before too long.
Oh, yeah.
Having said that, kind of, she's very, very dominant champion. That's obvious. I don't think anybody had any pretense of Lovely Miss Larkin winning last Thursday night. Lovely Miss Larkin, though, has been the best addition in a while to the women's division.
Oh, certainly.
And in either division really, and in wrestling in general, it's not so often that you get to see someone who is so completely dialed in, who knows exactly what they're there for, knows what drives them, knows what their the reason that they're in a wrestling ring is, right?
The last person that fits that bill for me personally, now you may disagree, would be none other than Buzz Backlund.
I could not agree more. Yes, just someone who fit the bill of what they were doing every single time that they walked out there.
Yeah, we miss him, by the way.
Yeah, miss Buzz. I think everybody misses Buzz.
I might have some questions about Buzz already from the Fan Zone this evening.
I cannot wait to see what we get to see out of Miss Larkin. In the coming weeks, months, and hopefully years, because I could definitely see her becoming a stalwart at Ohio Valley Wrestling
for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
The second one we had was Jake Lawless versus Anthony Totelli.
Toatelli. We both took Jake Lawless, right? I'm going to
You
assume.
did, in fact, both take Jake
Yes,
Lawless.
that's
so
what
you
the
both
J
won
and B
this.
is for. I didn't realize that. Jeez.
Yeah, I don't think that anybody's surprised by this one either, really. We haven't seen much of Anthony Toatelli, but what we have seen of him, commentary seems to know a lot about him, a lot his past. They love to tell us about his past, and it seems like this guy's been around a long time. He doesn't look really like a day over 30.
No.
He looks like kind of. I feel like I look older than him, but you would not expect him to have been in the business for as long as he has, really, based on just because he did look so so young. Kind of like TW3 when we found out that he was legitimately an 80s baby.
Right?
I do think Anthony Toatelli is earmarked for great things. I do think that the more he shows up, the more he's going to figure out the OVW locker room, and he's going to start picking up defiant, consistent wins. It's only a matter of time. But Jake Lawless, man, he, in a lot of ways, he is the OVW locker room, man.
He's one folding chair taller than everyone
Yeah.
because he's standing on
He's
it.
a sentimental favorite. People in Ohio Valley Wrestling love him. They love to see him win. The crowd was behind him. The momentum was behind him. It just wasn't Anthony Toatelli's night.
No, unfortunately for him, it was not.
Then you guys took Los Desafinos, which is Huto Peso and Manny Maximo Suave and
Those are the
Huto
same
Peso.
guy.
Yes,
Yeah,
they
Maximo
are.
Suave and
There we
Hoda
go.
Peso.
We got it.
You both took them, and unfortunately, they could not pull it off over Tony Evans and Jay De Niro, or as we like to call them, the Hush Syndicate.
Yeah, in retrospect, maybe Brian Hines shouldn't be surprised. Manny and Maximo have great chemistry together in the ring, but they are young in terms of being a tag team together.
True.
There's probably no tag team short of Beaches and Cream that know each other as well as Evans and De Niro do. While we're kind of smoothing out some of these kinks in terms of our tag team chemistry, I don't think that I should have been a surprise. But I, however, was sentimentally upset.
Well, this was a case where you and I both went with our hearts instead of our heads.
Right, absolutely. But I think that it's all there. We might have to smooth some stuff out. We might have to tinker with some things. But Los Desafios in a short time will become one of the scarier tag teams in the whole division.
I can't
And
wait.
more and Lightning. They are capable of bringing something in a tag team match that other tag teams right now don't have. They just got to figure it out.
Yep.
Up next, Tiny Brian.
Yeah, then you guys both correctly guessed Super Z would defeat Jake Painter.
Yeah,
because you're a reasonably intelligent gentleman.
We decided we ain't talking about Jake Painter anymore.
Both of you did say that Dustin Jackson
Oh, he's so much better looking than me.
would win the 2 out of 3 Falls Challenge match. So congratulations for that.
But we didn't realize how entertaining that match was going to be, and how the storytelling was going to play out.
Dustin knows what he has that can take Doug down.
Yeah.
And Dustin knows he knows that maybe I can't go like toe to toe with Doug, and Doug's gonna have power over me. He's gonna have experience over me. But if I can quick as a hiccup beat him, if I can catch him when his guard's down, I can keep doing that. I can take that all the way to the bank, so to speak.
He knows when to hold him. He knows when to fold him. He knows when to roll him up into a small package, and he knows when to hit him with that cutter.
And what a huge extent, like just so massive, such a huge extension, so high up in the air on that cutter. Beautiful cutter from Dustin Jackson. Everybody knows how much I love Dustin Jackson.
Now I want the Gambler rewritten to be about a wrestling match taking place on a train.
Well, I don't.
Well, too bad. Get on that chat room. Write me that song.
Yeah, chop chop. Please and thank you in advance.
Dustin Jackson has had a heck of a run over the past handful of months. Very well deserved, very, very talented guy. I thought, hey, it's a pinnacle for him to get that media title. Never did I expect him to pick up 4 pins over Doug Basham in a week's time.
No, neither did I.
I thought.
And 2 small packages and 2 cutters, as you pointed out in the OVW podcast.
He's very symmetrical. He knows his moveset. He knows that maybe I can't go 25 minutes stand up with Doug Basham. I got to find that pocket, and I got to capitalize. That's Dustin Jackson's game right now.
Sorry, I'm thinking about rewriting The Gambler as a wrestling match on a train in my head.
Don't think about that.
I can't help it.
You got to know.
You got to host. We got to host the show first.
Okay.
And then you can.
All right. I'll make some notes and we'll get back to it.
So you both correctly predicted Jack Vaughn over Cal Hero. Good job.
We did not predict how, though. I think that is really kind of the most important thing to mention. A returning Jamin Olavencia. We know Jamin's been out there on social media with his eye on Cal. This time he made his presence known in person at the Davis Arena. Showed up in the crowd, which I thought was badass. And distracts Cal Hero long enough for Jack Vaughn, never a person to turn your back on.
Absolutely not.
Picks up a victory over Cal Hero. So I don't think we had Jamin Olavencia returning, and that being the reason why. But we did get the prediction.
You actually did mention that.
I don't know if I mentioned that he's around. But I was just as shocked as anybody else to see him on Thursday night, and elated, shocked and elated, because we are going to get some great meetings between Cal Hero and Jamin Olavencia in the future.
Yes.
Okay, one more before we get to what we know about this week, and that was Sophia Rose versus Leela Feist. You both correctly predicted that Sophia Rose would take the victory here. Congratulations again. Pretty good week for you guys overall.
The momentum's all in Sophia Rose's corner right now. It truly, truly is. I think that she is at a point where she is approaching being unstoppable.
Yeah. Up to this point, she's been gaining momentum, and there's always been so much potential, and now we're really starting to see potential turn into kinetic.
Yes.
In terms of energy from Sophia Rose.
Absolutely. I love that. So what do we got coming up this week? What do we know? What's been announced? Put it in our magic box.
So we're going to open up with a tag match.
Okay.
Featuring the Exception, Dalton McKenzie, and the Hunter AJZ.
Okay.
Versus the perennial OVW controversial favorites and tag team champions, Beaches and Cream.
This is a tough one. This is actually probably going to be the toughest matchup that Beaches and Cream have had in quite some time. Their last big matchup, big rivalry over the tag belt, were their last big back and forth were with a different tag team from the Revolution, the Blockbusters. What a time that was. Seems like so long ago.
It does, doesn't it?
All those blocks were busted, and they're gone now.
But I think that AJZ and Dalton McKenzie, they've been there before. They were the first tag teams out of the Revolution to take home the tag team titles. This is definitely going to be, in several months, their hardest challenge yet. I think that AJZ and Dalton McKenzie will take the victory, but not for why you think. I think that we'll see Tony Evans and Jay De Niro.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yes.
I would not doubt that a bit, given their recent feuds with Beaches and Cream. We saw them come out not this past week, but the week before.
Mm-hmm.
Beaches and Cream came out and
got in the middle of a Tony Evans and Jay De Niro match.
Yes.
So, yeah, I think that Tony Evans and Jay De Niro, always quick with retribution, I think that they will show up and either take this to DQ or outright give the victory to AJZ and Dalton McKenzie.
So you think the Revolution's going to win this match?
I think Dalton McKenzie and AJZ will win this match, yes.
All right, then. In that case, well, no, I was going to have you actually play the music.
Don't do it.
Nope.
Don't.
You know what? I don't have to dance anymore because Dustin Jackson, I'm standing up for myself the same way Dustin Jackson did. He got 4.
The chat room likes to see it.
He got 4 out of 5 pins over. And guess what, chat room? You want to come on here and dance? You're more than welcome to. But I host this show, and Dustin Jackson's my hero, and he beat the Revolution 4 out of 5 times in a week, and I don't have to dance anymore, Malachi.
Spoiled sport Jackman Oaks is not going to dance.
Oh, no. Dustin Jackson. Spirit
All
of
right.
Dustin Jackson.
Enough. Kill the music.
Spirit of Dustin Jackson.
All right, fine. Let's move on to our second match without any people mad at you. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, Spirit of Dustin Jackson.
All right. Let's move on to. Did we say both of you think AJZ and McKenzie, or did you think it was? No, you both said that it was going to be. Yeah.
I didn't say anything.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
My dear friend here is not predicted.
Then let's. I'm sorry. We will. What's your prediction, Mr. Hines?
I mean, I know Dalton. He's been out for a while. I know he's back. He looks better than ever. I know he wants those titles back, and I'm sure AJZ does too, except for with more snarling and probably drooling.
Sure.
But I feel like it's a beaches and cream night.
Okay, dissension among the hosts. You love to see it.
No offense, dude.
No, don't. You
I'm
got
not talking to you. I'm talking to Dalton.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were talking to Jackman. I was like, don't be afraid to offend Jackman.
None
The
taken.
McKenzie, I
we
get.
offend each other all the time.
Let's get into
fun.
a OVW Women's Championship match featuring Hollywood Haley J taking on the OVW Women's Champion J-Rod Brian Hines. Who do you have?
Toughie.
It is a title match.
Yeah, this is Mrs. Hollywood Haley J cashing in her key of opportunity.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I understood all the stipulations because there's a lot of moving parts. Up, like you mentioned earlier, or in the previous show, which you will hear later, J-Rod has been pretty clean with all of her victories and stuff.
Yes.
When it comes to somebody like Hollywood Haley J, and especially after she called J-Rod out at the end of the last match when she was on commentary, I feel like J-Rod might have some dirty tricks up her sleeve for this match. I don't know what they would be, but
Well, and
not
we
in the
know-
Revolution. They don't return my phone calls.
We know Hollywood is more than willing to come along with some dirty tricks of her own.
Right.
J-Rod is intelligent. J-Rod's a very smart wrestler, very smart athlete. She's done her homework, I'm sure. Do I think that necessarily means she's going to bring out a foreign object, cheat, call Totrovic, stay at ringside, make sure no shenanigans go down? I'm not going to say for sure it does, but I think that knowing the opponent, knowing who Hollywood Haley J is, knowing what she's capable of, certainly, if you're J-Rod, you're sweating. You're sweating. You're definitely thinking about phoning a friend. You're definitely looking for plan B here. Having said all of that, will go J-Rod. In fact, Malachi, for J-Rod. I'll do it for J-Rod. Give the people one. Give the people one, Malachi. Give the people one. I'll do it for J-Rod.
All right.
Good, because this chat room was about to go off.
Oh, I doubt that.
There you go, dancing, guys.
We're done.
Almost.
How about now? Are we there yet?
Okay, good job, guys.
Yeah, and I wanna point out too, that was my choice. I asked for it. I asked to do that, and that's what Dustin Jackson would do. So it's still Dustin Jackson energy for me to dance to the Revolution song, but it is not Dustin Jackson energy for me to dance anytime Malachi feels like throwing it on. Thank you.
So I'm sorry, all that kind of wiped my short-term memory. Brian, who did you have in that one?
I said
Hello?
nothing.
Oh, I threw to you. I thought you predicted. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm reading
and
the chat.
then it went into other stuff,
Spinning.
and then there was a Revolution Darian's party. So, and then now my headphones are all weird again. I think there's a very good chance that Hollywood Haley J could win it with the Soccer Rocks. Wouldn't put it past her. We've seen it before. We'll see it again, which begs a question in my mind. With Tough Love coming up, wouldn't it be interesting to see a triple threat match with J-Rod, Hollywood Haley J, and Sophia Rose for the women's title?
Would be interesting and right there on the table. Right there on the
I
table.
gotta take these off. Those are all weird and stuff, and I can't hear anything.
Sorry about that. We'll
That's
try to
okay.
fix that to the break.
What's up next?
So are you officially taking? What's your official take, Ron?
Unofficially speaking on the official station of OVW, Hollywood Haley J.
All right. I Hollywood is where my heart is on that one, but I think that we'll see. Anyway, let's move on to the Body Slam Challenge. This is $20,000 on the line put up by Leather Daddy Doug and Mr. Spectacular himself, Jesse Goddard's.
I don't want to take away from the conversation, but I think we can all I think we're all going to agree with what I'm about to say. I'm taking Icon Lee. So that's my official. You don't.
Colonel Mustard, billiard room, lead pipe.
Yeah, no, I'm taking Icon Lee. Write me down for Icon Lee.
So yeah, we have Icon Lee, Big Zoe, Eric Surge, and Jesse Goddard's as the participants here.
And this was originally for $10,000 body slam contest against Mount Kadim. Jesse Goddard's comes out, puts $10,000 more of his own dollars into the pot, sweeten it quite a bit. Yeah, it'll be between those four men, and whichever one of those four men body slams Mount Kadim will take home the $20,000. You're thinking Big Zoe.
Yeah, gut feeling. I'm thinking Big Zoe. I mean, you've got Icon Lee, Big Zoe, Eric Surge, Jesse Goddard's. Technically, it could be anybody on any given day, but in this case, it's like one of these things is not like the other. I don't see Icon Lee being able to slam Mount Kadim.
No, he's got it. It'll be $20,000 richer tomorrow.
Sure. That's it.
He can buy some more sheep to shepherd because he's the shepherd of sheep.
He is.
In his domain.
Just ask him.
In his area.
Yeah, he'll tell you.
What else do we have? Anything?
I believe that is it for all of our predictions.
All right. So, yeah, we did pretty well last week, actually. We only missed a couple.
Got a lot more than you missed.
We'll see how we do next week in this segment. Up next, I guess we're going to take a short break real quick. We'll come back with all of the highlights from the chat. We're going to hear from our friends out in Pikeville and OVW Fan Zone Live. Final segment up next.
Last chance to get your questions in.
Yep, last chance to get your questions in.
We are trying to get to the break, son.
If Allison lives, I'll let old Reynolds' boys go free.
If you marry him, you're no longer a real McCoy.
See the authentic sights of the world's most famous feud. Plan your Hatfields and McCoy's historic driving tour with us today.
Visit tourpikecounty.com for details.
A love and a passion we all share. I've started a wrestling brand. A brand founded on the aspects of wrestling. Two entities working together to create a product that connect emotionally for people everywhere. From counting the lights in your local armory to main eventing in Korakuen Hall in Tokyo, Japan. Collar and elbow. The wrestling brand.
I'm Alex, and I'm in the OVW Fan Zone.
I'm Ellie, and I'm in the OVW Live Fan Zone.
Dream a reality and attend the world-famous Harvard of Pro Wrestling. The OVW Academy with Al Snow, the birthplace of legends including Batista, John Cena, Randy Orton, The Miz, and many more. Will you be the next name added to that impressive list? Visit OVWacademy.com and apply now.
I'm Allison. We're from Country Boy, and we're in the OVW Fan Zone.
I want to take a moment to express my deepest gratitude. Without you, there is no OVW. Without your passion, your energy, your unwavering support, there is no us. There's no talent, no production. Without you, there's no OVW. Thank you for being the driving force behind everything we do. The unsung heroes of our saga. So from the bottom of our hearts, thank you, OVW fans. We can't do it without you.
I'm Leila Fikes, and I'm in the OVW Fan Zone.
Welcome back. Final segment, OVW Fan Zone Live. You know the deal. This is where fans talk back. My name is Jack Minoaks.
I'm B. Hines.
And this is the part of the show where we really do, where fans really do talk back to us. Tiny Brian, hit me.
All right. So let's get into it. First of all, pretty good that you guys decided to find a reason to dance because the chat room was not happy that the dancing didn't happen.
No, I just want to say, That was in solidarity with Dustin Jackson. And maybe I made my point. Maybe in the future I will dance, but I think I get one night off because Dustin Jackson 4 out of 5 times, baby, on Doug Basham.
4 out of 5 falls agree. Can WWE guy or WWE fan guy 28 mentions that there is footage mentions that there is OVW footage of Kentucky Kingdom shows on YouTube.
Oh, cool.
So we may do some research. Maybe we should
not
do a watch along.
Not surprised Ryan knew. Ryan's been an old school OVW fan, been around a long time. I think it is about time to do a watch along. That'll be over on not on this channel, but maybe on this show, but definitely over on our YouTube channel, OVW Podcast, where our next episode will be premiering live at 8:00. All that we could ask of you here is
That's
to take
20 minutes from now.
To take the party over from this chat. We see all the fun that you guys have on this show and all the shows on OVW TV. Take that fun over to our channel, OVW Podcast, at 8:00 and watch tonight's episode covering last week's action.
Episode 82. We are moving on towards 100 episodes of this thing we do.
That's just nuts.
I might quit at 99.
None of this seems real to me sometimes.
That feels like a move we would do.
I'm going to quit at 99. Oh, that's never occurred to me before. I'm going to start saying that all the time now.
So, Icky Schultz.
Easy for you to say.
Easy for me to say. Asks about an OVW favorite, Shira. We don't have anything official or unofficial, really. Unless you guys have a source I don't know about.
I have something that I would not like to say, but I feel comfortable saying this. Shira is very happy right now. Shira is doing what he wants to be doing right now. As far as I don't know anything concrete about coming back, but I don't want to say too much. But let me let everyone that's maybe worried about Shira, let you know he's doing really, really well right now. He's very, very happy,
and he's not injured.
He absolutely not.
No. So yeah.
And if he is, that is not the reason that he's missing.
Rob mentions perennial in the chat room. Rob,
I love Rob.
Mentions that Kensington, Pennsylvania, was named after an area in London, ironically called Kensington.
Okay, good to know.
So
Rob's always
where
coming.
Agent Kensington was from in Austin Powers.
In Austin Powers, yeah. Rob's always coming through. He's a great chat room addition. Love to see Rob comment on the chat room.
Speaking and someone who's kind of newer to us, Atol Ajit. Says he is new to OVW and what shows are on YouTube. So let's just take this moment and kind of break it down. On Thursdays, you can watch OVW Rise right here on the YouTube channel. That is at 7:30 Eastern Time.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 2-hour show. It's a great show. You can see Overdrive on Tuesdays. That's yesterday. They do a show and that's more wrestling and wackiness. That's the show that always kicks out at 2.
That's kind of Brian Kinnison's Playland. Get to see a lot, keep up with his adventures over there.
With his buddy, the dancing Stevie J. They kind of do that, and they do a great job. And we kind of talk about all that here on the Fan Zone Live. We're talking about the shows and the pay-per-views and the personalities and the whatnot.
And the fans.
And the fans. A lot
Most
about the fans.
Most importantly, don't forget the fans. Because without the fans, we wouldn't be here.
Nope. Kevin from Cleveland watching the chat live. Referee Daniel Spencer, as far as we know, is not signed with WWE. He does a lot of work with TNA. He does a lot.
Yeah, TNA. Yes.
He is. I think I've even seen him in AEW. Like he's all over the place, Mr. Spencer.
I wouldn't doubt it.
But yeah, I don't. I think we don't know nothing, but we probably would have ran across that if that was in the works.
Icky Schultz then says, the OVW alumni I wonder about is Shira, which we just talked about, Ellie and Buzz. They all kind of disappeared, and they're wondering about them. So,
well, we know Ellie from our conversation with her. They live full-time in Florida, and she loves it down there. She's a Disney person. They go all the time. And, if you're a professional wrestler, Florida's not a bad place to be. There's a ton of action down there. I'm sure that whenever she makes her way back to OVW, everyone's going to be real happy to see her. But she's still floating around out there. She's still doing her thing, for sure.
Rob, he just posted it back in
And
the chat.
Buzz.
Yeah, we knew Buzz was leaving when he left.
Yeah, but I have even less info on Buzz.
He seems to have disappeared into the magic realms of wrestling.
Yeah, and definitely nothing I'd want to say out loud here. But I have less info on him even to say that he's happy or not happy or anything. So
maybe we'll try to find that out.
Yeah, we should probably find out.
Certainly hope for the best either way.
Great kid.
Rob asked it earlier and just put it back in the chat, but I've got it copied here. Guys, what is your favorite OVW entrance music? What's your favorite entrance?
Shotgun, Tony Gun, you're looking at the best there is. I like that one the most because it's my favorite one to sing. It's my favorite one to sing along with.
Or 1.5 speed for me. If you like up the tempo, it kind of slaps.
No, I like it because I like singing along with it.
No, Brian is not wrong about 1.5 speed on the Tony Gun theme. It does slap, and you can still sing it. It's still singable.
I'll have to do my own research.
But it becomes like a metal song at that point, you know.
And I'm fine with that. So.
Yes.
What about you? What about you, Brian Hines?
It's a tough call. I can tell you which one it isn't. It's the Revolution song because that's the one where we have to dance all the time.
Don't
but
do it,
as
man.
far as what it is, maybe Cow Hero.
Don't do
because it kind of reminds me. It's kind of got like a Boston feel.
Yeah, it's big.
Yeah,
80s radio,
yeah,
rock
it
radio.
Reminds me specifically of like "Smokin'" by Boston, which Anthrax covered on one of their discs a few years back.
We know that its direct inspiration is "Wake Me Up Before You Go Go," but it definitely hits a little hard. It's definitely a little more rockin' than "Wake Me Up Before You Go Go."
Yeah.
Not that I don't like Wham.
Oh sure.
But yeah, it's definitely got a little more oomph than that song does. So that's good. That's a good choice. It's a good choice. And
Thanks, man.
people get I think that like Freya's Ice Crack is iconic.
Yeah. I love Freya. That's my answer. I love Freya's music.
Donovan's, I guess the mammoth, like literally the mammoth, like yelling or whatever mammoths do. I don't know. They were extinct by the time I got here.
What does an elephant do? What kind of noise?
A mew? Do they do a mew?
It's not like a sick cat.
I don't know.
I don't have the trunk, so I can't resonate it. But yeah, they trumpet.
Yeah, I think that's pretty iconic. When the Super Z, like the overture hits.
Oh well, there's that.
I think there's quite a few really great choices, but for me, I'm going Tony Gunn just on sing along ability.
Sure.
Everybody who has a song that mentions them makes me happy.
Shot and gun, Tony Gun is ready to blow. Yeah, dude, that song is a bopper, dog.
All right.
Well, now you make it sound like Typo Negative or something. Just draw it out into like a 15-minute thing where you just have the same lyrics. It just takes you 15 minutes to get through the song.
Have you ever heard Typo Negatives do Summer Breeze?
I have.
It's so good.
It is good. I saw them live one time.
If you've ever thought that someone could spend longer saying the word Jasmine, they can't.
No.
Then Peter Steele or
R.I.P.
Peter, is it Peter Steele, right? Yeah, from Peter Steele in my mind sounds like an adult actor, and I'm always afraid when I say his name out loud that I'm accidentally getting it confused.
Yeah.
But
you're right.
Peter Steele from Typo is great. Yeah.
Yeah, I caught the tail end of one of their sets when they opened for Pantera in 1994.
That's a good. 1994. Don't get much better.
No.
Than Typo and Pantera. That's a great show. Who else was there? There was somebody else there. I remember this story now.
They were the middle band, but I can't remember because we got there late.
Oh, okay.
So we just caught the tail end of their set.
So up next we have a trio of Fan Nation members: Rob, Cosmic Dro Chronicles, and WWE Fan Guy 25. All talking about punishing you guys in different ways.
Okay, let's hear some. I love this actually.
Rob wants to choose the punishments.
Of course.
Well, Rob.
If ifs and buts were candy and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas.
Cosmic Joe seems to think that J-Rod should personally take some of her time to punish you.
Bring it.
I mean,
I would welcome that because we've had interactions after Thursday night shows, and
she's got beef with you.
She does.
She really does. There's real heat there.
I've steered clear of it, but you've gone right into the fire.
I haven't gone anywhere. The fire came to me, and I put it out twice.
Ooh, look at Dustin Jackson over here, putting out fires in the revolution left and right.
Then WDB Vanguard 25 says we want to see Jackman take a pie in the face.
I think that can be arranged. I think that's the least I could do.
Are we going to pick the kind of pie?
I'm going to pick the pie for what it's worth.
Okay, that's fair.
All right, so we will add that to the list of things that we're going to do. So,
but next week we're giving a punishment away for free. If you guys didn't hear earlier, next week I will be eating increasingly hotter, spicy quesadillas for the entire evening. This was a punishment that I'll peel the curtain back a little bit. This is a punishment that we had planned for when we had Angelica Risk on, obviously. And our timing kind of just never worked out with her. We would still love to have her on. She had a great showing at the Rumble. I think definitely a huge star, a bigger star, I should say, after that Rumble. To peel the curtain back, we were going to try to coincide this with an Angelica Risk segment. We're still going to try. You had a great idea. Maybe we should reach out to her this week, get a little cell phone thing. And, next week we're giving a punishment away for free here on the OVW Fan Zone Live.
Time out.
Yes.
We're giving a punishment away for free is your statement.
Yes.
So does that mean that if they have a super chat request...
Now we're getting I signed up for the spicy quesadillas. I'm doing the spicy quesadillas.
Okay.
In the future, I like where your head's at. In the future, if you think you got a real good punishment idea, super chat it. We'll send it out to the fans. If we get one that's very viable and not disgusting, not just as disgusting and illegal in several states, then I'll go for it.
So Rob was clarifying he meant that the Fan Zone choose punishments for you guys.
Oh, so not Rob personally.
Yeah, not just him thinking about.
I was honestly saying, man, if maybe Rob should just choose the punishment. No, and we'll give the first one away for free, and in the coming weeks, you guys come back next week with your best ideas. Go over to our our podcast feed after this, the OVW podcast on YouTube. Put the ideas on the comments of that video. Yeah, I'd love to see what you guys have, chat, because we're here for you, and my promise for 2025, me and Brian Hines are going to look much stupider on this air on a more regular basis.
That's. You're talking
I'm going to look much stupider.
About the
I'm going to look much stupider on this air on a regular basis.
You got a mouse in your pocket? We'll see. We'll see how it goes, but that's a little bit worrisome because I've talked to these folks and that could
they're
be
creative and vindictive. So
yeah,
good people. I love to hang out with them, but I wouldn't want to cross them.
No.
WWE Fan Guy 26 says, "Can we talk about how much Icon Lee sucks?"
I think he's gonna body slam Mount Kadeem tomorrow for $20,000. Moving on.
Keep an eye out for that.
Just one.
Just one eye.
Just one. Yeah. He only has one.
Oh yeah, I guess that is his thing.
You see what we did there?
Yeah. No, I don't know what's gotten into me this past week. I've just been working all over the place. No. Yeah, I still want my official because guys, actually next week, because I got the body slam thing wrong, I'm getting punished on the show. There it is. There we go.
And you're going to have to eat increasingly spicier quesadillas
with one eye open.
Yeah. Well, you have eye patches.
Yeah, I will. Yes, I will wear an eye patch the entire time. I will only have one eye next week while eating increasingly spicy quesadillas.
If there's going to be food involved, I'm in.
You can have the regular, non-spicy.
Okay.
I know.
Brian
I
has
don't
a pretty good tummy for spice now.
Oh, we are not playing. This is my promise to you. This is not. I'm not going to subject my friend to the spices that I'm going to subject myself to. That's what I'm getting at.
We did see you pretty famously eat some overly unnecessarily spicy chicken wings early on. So this is a callback to that. Rob also mentioned that in Japan they have a battle royal on a train.
Oh, that's.
Ooh.
Is it
Japanese train battle royal?
Is it a dramatic? Is it a dramatic dream team match?
I would
Rob,
know.
I might. That sounds very Japanese to say the least. That I could definitely see. Yeah, during like the '90s boom, where they were just throwing everything at everything. Yeah, I could definitely see that, or from like DDT in the last 7 years, one of the two. Yeah, that would be that. I'm gonna look that up. I know what I'm doing.
So I have several things talking about how angry people were that you didn't dance.
I gave them a dance,
but you danced, so everybody's happy again. But we're moving on here towards the end of the hour, so let's get into the calendar, shall we?
Please.
I need a thing for this.
No more things.
Calendar.
No more things for you to talk
Calendar.
over.
Marie Calendar.
I would like some Marie Calendar.
That's actually the pie that I'm going to take in the face.
Exactly.
You know where I'm going with this. Suggested a chocolate pie in the chat.
Yeah, that can be arranged.
Oh, dude, I didn't get a... Never mind. I'm thinking about birthday stuff because we didn't get a chance to do birthday things, and I usually get like a peanut butter pie or a chocolate pie back when I'm in Ohio, but we had to cut things short because of the snowstorm and all that good business.
Well, now I'm hungry.
So am I.
Tomorrow, actually right after this show, on our YouTube channel at OVW Podcast, you can watch the latest episode 82 of the OVW Podcast, the unofficial podcast of Ohio Valley Wrestling.
Take the party from the chat over there. Like, subscribe. We would sure appreciate it.
Yes, like, subscribe. We love you guys. Been watching a lot of those videos over there. Thank you so much for that. Tomorrow, Thursday, starting at 6:15, the doors will open. Wrestling starts about 6:30, and at 7 o'clock, it is OVW Rise. It is the premier OVW show. It'll be live on YouTube, live on Facebook, and live at Hot Point Davis Arena. Assuming that our car can function, we will go to that show tomorrow.
Where's that sage at? Let's go out on that sage, actually.
It's in the other room.
Go grab it real quick.
Yeah.
No, well, I can go grab it. You got something to say?
No, I'll go grab it.
Yeah, go grab it.
All right, hold on. Hold
yeah,
please.
yeah.
We're out of time, so you better hurry.
No, we're gonna go out on this sage.
Wow, Malachi has shown us Brian leaving.
Thank you, Malachi. That's good work.
So the next Tuesday, it is OVW Overdrive.
The show that always kicks out at 2.
That very thing with Brian Kennison and Steven Johnson, bringing you basically the matches that happen before Rise starts there at Davis Arena tomorrow. And 3 or 4 matches generally for those shows, and they're always great.
And back to the sheer thing, Maybe you catch me at a Hot Point Davis Arena, you buy me a Country Boy, and you buy me another one, and I'm still not going to tell you where he's at. But you can certainly buy me the beer.
Hey, if somebody's buying, I'll take one too.
Yeah, bring one for my friend
Especially
also.
if it's Country Boy.
So we want to end the show with this.
Oh, well, next Wednesday, we are right back here for OVW Fan Zone Live, where fans talk back.
We've had a lot of trouble. We really want to come visit our friends. We really want to come visit all of you guys at Davis Arena tomorrow. So we've got some sage. We
are going to rededicate our studio space in honor of our unofficial patron saint of the OVW podcast, Lord Alfred Hayes.
This isn't that same sage that Travis Scott was smoking on Raw, was it?
No, that came from Kroger.
Oh, okay. But hopefully, guys, now that we've cleared all the bad juju out of the air, we will see you tomorrow night at Hot Point Davis Arena. This has been the OVW Fan Zone Live, where fans talk back. My name is Jack Minoaks.
I'm Brian Hines.
For Tiny Brian and Malachi P.S. Woodard, we love ya. See ya.
Love you guys. We need some closing music here.